So we're just laying down. I want you to have your left hand on your heart or your chest, right hand on your stomach. And just find kind of the natural cadence of your breath right here as we start. So relaxing our shoulders down and back. Elongating through the spine. And we're gonna work on breathing using our diaphragm. So we're gonna try to breathe into our right hand, so the hand that's on your belly. A lot of us will breathe kind of through our traps and that sort of thing, but we want to try to practice using our diaphragm. So we're just gonna go 3-second inhale. Okay. 3-second inhale, 3-second pause, 3-second exhale. And we're gonna try to fill up our belly first, breathing through our nose right here as we kick things off. So 3-second inhale, 3-second pause, 3-second exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Fill up your belly. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Fill up your belly. Inhale 3 seconds. Pause. Exhale. Now we're going to go 4 seconds on each. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. 4 seconds. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. 5 seconds on each now. Inhale to the belly. Pause. Exhale. One more time. 5-second inhale. Pause. Exhale. Go ahead and interlace your hands around your right shin. Pull your right shin into your armpit. Use some upper body strength here, so we'll have wind relieving pose to kick things off. Just being gentle with ourselves as we're making our way through. Just a reminder, all these stretches, all these postures, poses, we want to breathe into a nice even cadence with our breath. Go ahead and go along with your right leg. Interlace your hands and wrap around your left thigh right here. So we're pulling our left knee into our left armpit. Once again, using our upper body strength, so really pulling in. Go ahead and go along with both legs and then crawl your heels in close. We're gonna do I don't know what this stretch, posture or whatever is called, but if you're ever having any sort of random low back pain, if you're lying on your back, you can do this and it'll relieve any sort of low back pain. So your feet are apart and your knees come in together and then push your low back into the ground. So this isn't necessarily a stretch per se, but if your low back's ever feeling kind of funky and you just want a little bit of relief, if you just take this pose, a lot of the times it'll help with just any sort of this is not feeling super great. Go ahead and windshield wiper your legs, so just send your knees off to one side at a time. Just nice and gentle right here as we're just beginning. Three, 2, 1. Bring it on down. Scoot your heels in close. We're going to warm up our glutes. So big toe, pinky toe, heel glued to the ground. Drive through your heels, and we're going to hold a glute bridge for 3 seconds at the top, and then we're going to lower down. So inhale, send your hips up, drive through your feet. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and lower. Send your hips up. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. One more time. Set them up. 3, 2, 1. And then go ahead and reset. Let's come up to a seated position. Bring your left foot in. Go long with your right leg. Both hands up overhead. framing that right foot, and then we're reaching for our toes on our right side. So both hands reaching for our right toes. If we're not quite there, no worries. Just acknowledging where we're at today. It's okay. What up, Lindsay? Inhale, go ahead and come up, and then same legs, fold over it one more time. Using that exhale to get that little bit deeper stretch. Same leg is gonna stay long. Go ahead and move your left foot across your right, and then we're gonna twist to our left side. So left hand should be planted. I want to sit up nice and tall right here. And to add a little rotation, we're gonna look over our left shoulder if that feels okay. And we're gonna utilize our breath right here. So inhale, we'll look for length through our spine. Exhale, we'll look over our left shoulder a little bit more. So inhale for length. Exhale for rotation. We're sitting up nice and tall. Space through each of our vertebrae. Plant both hands behind you and just scoot that right heel in and you hit a little figure four stretch. You can always adjust the intensity of this stretch by where your foot is planted. So scoot your right heel either closer to your butt to intensify, maybe a little bit further away to kind of back off the stretch a little bit. Notice what happened to your breath once we started moving, trying to find that even inhale, even exhalation, nice smooth breathing. Go ahead, our right foot's gonna come in, go long with your left leg. Both hands up overhead, and we'll fold towards our left toes. Yeah, one side might be a little bit tighter, maybe one side's a little bit more sore than the other, that's all good. And this is all just information. It's one of my favorite things about yoga, no judgment. Just kind of honor where you're at, breathe into it. And that's really the only way to get better. Go ahead, both arms up. Fold over our left side one more time. On your next exhale, try to just get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Go ahead and come up. Cross your right foot over your left leg. Rotate towards the right side. So we want to use this left arm on our thigh as more so like a stopper. So don't use your arm to like crank any more rotation, but use it to kind of prevent you from coming back, if that makes sense. Inhale, look for length through our spine. Exhale, look over your right shoulder if that feels okay on your neck. Inhale for length, we're sitting up tall. Exhale, rotation. Breathe. All right, both hands behind you. Squeeze your left heel in. Figure four on the other side. Yeah, and definitely, so again, one side might be a little bit tighter. I'll get it. Breathe. Pinto's is chilling. All right, go ahead and release that. We're gonna come to all fours, hands and knees. So, just a reminder, wrist should be underneath your shoulders, knees should be underneath your hips, and we're gonna start with a little juice it up. So the regulars, which are most of you guys, we're just gonna do some hip rotations, some hip circles. So maybe they're big today, maybe they're kind of smaller, just kind of depends. So free form hip circles, hip movement right here, hip rotations. Our hip is super mobile, and we kind of get locked into these rigid patterns. So this kind of free form movement, just whatever your body's calling, go for it. Just because most of us are alone. Make sure to switch up the direction over your rotation if you haven't. Go ahead and bring it down. 3, 2, 1, reset. All right, you guys, let's hit our cat-cows. So on our cow, we're gonna dip our chest to the ground, bend at the elbows and look up. On our cat, we're going to do the exact opposite. All 10 fingers are pressed. You're going to round and dome your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, and really kind of feel the separation of your shoulder blades as you press.
Inhale, we'll look for our cow, looking upwards, dipping our chest down, bending at the elbows. Exhale, all 10 fingers press, round and dome your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Once you become kind of familiar with this stretch, inhale, cow. You can try to start the articulation from your pelvis. Go ahead and hit the cat. Exhale. Let's do one more round. Inhale, we'll look for our cow pose, dip your chest down, look up. Send it to your cat. Exhale, all 10 fingers press. Feel that stretch on your shoulder blades and your spine. And then go ahead and level out. Come back to all fours. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna turn this way, I think it's easier. We're gonna go wide with our knees. Feet are gonna be together and we're gonna take a little frog pose right here. So be gentle with yourself. We're gonna stretch kind of like the inside of your thigh. The wider you go with your knees, the more challenging or the more stretch you're going to feel, so be gentle. I want you guys to find that kind of position, then come down to your forearms and get your booty forward. And then just start to kind of gently rock in this position, so just kind of going forward and backwards. And it's kind of feeling into like more so the front of your hip, if that makes any sense. Adductors, if we want to talk some anatomy, but a part of the body doesn't get stretched that much. And just kind of moving, nice casual movement. Come back to your palms if you came down into your forearms, and then come back to all fours. Send your knees back, come down to the ground. Press up for a cobra. Look upwards if that feels okay on your neck, and if it's too much for your back, come do a sphinx, so you can come to your forearms. Relax your glutes here. Hands stay planted exactly where they are, knees apart, feet together, hips back, child's pose. So just depending on how flexible you are, maybe you want your knees close together, you feel a little bit more stretched that way, that's all good. For the not as flexible, knees wide is going to be a little bit more, a little bit easier position. So just kind of find your child's pose position today. Crawl your fingers as tall as you possibly can, so you're reaching for something a little bit too far away. And then sink your hips backwards at the same time. And you really feel a nice little pull here, nice little stretch on the lats. Breathe. Every exhale, trying to sink our hips a little bit closer to the ground. Release the grip of your hips. Come forward, back to our cobra. And then send your hips backwards. Child's pose. Crawl your fingers tall, sink your hips back, feel that lat stretch, feel that little pull, little contrast. Come back up to all fours. Send both feet back, come to a plank position. We're gonna hit a down dog, bend your knees as much as you need, especially first one. So all 10 fingers spread out wide, hips up high, downward facing dog. And then bend one knee at a time, pedal out your dog, give your calves a little stretch here. Go ahead and slowly walk tippy toe to meet your hands in a forward fold, front of the mat. Our head's hanging heavy here. Nod your head yes. Shake your head out no. We're gonna inhale, hands overhead, nice glorious stand, palms together, and then come to heart center. Go ahead and interlace your fingers. Palms are gonna face up now. We're gonna take a little half moon pose, so go ahead and lean to your right side. And really push your hands away from you, so feel that nice stretch on your left side body right here. And we don't want to cave through, we want to be kind of like crunch through this right side. Go ahead and go over to your left side, so opposite side. Really rooted down. Really pushing our palms away. And let's just do some active movement here, so just kind of oscillate between your left and right. And then go ahead and shake it on up. Let's go kick that right foot forward. Toes gonna be up, soft bending this right knee, hips back. And then forward fold over this right hamstring. That's kind of what we're looking to stretch back of your thigh here. And a lot of you guys are familiar with this. We're gonna get a little active with this hamstring stretch. So we're gonna inhale, round our shoulders and flatten our back. And then exhale, fold over, and allow that exhale to get us just a little bit deeper into the stretch. So inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flatten. Exhale, fold, let it all go. Inhale, flatten your back. And exhale, we fold. Hang out here for just a moment. Head's hanging heavy. Go ahead and stand up nice and tall and switch sides. So kick that, left foot forward, toes up. Soft bend in our left knee, hips go back. And then fold over, surrender, letting gravity give the stretch going initially. And we're gonna do the same thing on this side. So inhale, shoulders roll down and backward, flatten. Exhale, a little bit deeper into the stretch. Inhale, shoulders down and back. Fold over as you exhale. One more time, shoulders down and back, boom. Exhale as you fold over, hang out here for just a second. Still feeling that nice stretch in that left hammy. Go ahead and come back up. Cool, shake it on out, nice. Where we at on time? Cool. We're gonna go ahead and grab our right foot. Little standing quad stretch, knees stay together right here. And a little soft bend in this left knee will help you stay a little balanced. If you don't feel any sort of stretch here, squeeze your butt a little bit. And it'll kind of get you a little bit more stretch on your hip flexor especially. We're gonna hit a little standing bow. So left arm's gonna go up overhead. We're gonna tilt forward, reaching our fingertips towards whatever wall's in front of you. And sending our foot into your hand. So a small little back bend. Breathe, concentrate, find a fixed focal point. Go ahead and reverse your step. So we tilt back, release that hand from overhead, and don't slingshot, but gently let your leg fall back to the ground. Nice. Other side, grab our left foot, standing quad stretch to begin. Knees are together, finding our balance a little bit, rooting down through our right foot. Once again, squeeze your booty just a little bit. And feel that hip flexor stretch, especially on the left side. Right arm's gonna go up and overhead. Slowly tilt forward, finding our balance, nice and slow. Reaching your fingertips forward, kick your foot into your hand. Small little back bend. Slowly reverse your steps. Hand comes back down. Don't slingshot your leg back to the ground. Just reset it. Let's go ahead and go turn on like the side of your mat, and we're gonna go feet wide, toes forward. Nice little forward fold right here. So flat back initially, and then we'll surrender to the fold. Head's hanging heavy. Walk your hands on over to your right side. Let's grab that right ankle with both hands, if that's available this morning. Walk your hands on over to your left side. Let's grab that left ankle, both hands. And really letting that head hang heavy. We've got some big brained individuals watching this, so your neck does a lot of work holding that noggin up. Walk your hands back to the center, and then come up and stand. If this feels okay and you have the mobility for it, we're gonna go with our hands behind our back. Try to keep your palms clasped together. So try to keep your palms together here the best you can. Shoulders roll down and back, nice broad chest. We're forward folding, then your hands are gonna go up and overhead if you wanna take this level. Go ahead and come back up. Go ahead and release your mind. Turn to the front of your mat. And actually, let's do this. So we're gonna do a nice little forward fold. So soft bend, arms out to a T, flat back fold, and then we'll surrender down. Plant both hands. Walk your feet back, come to a plank position. Lower your knees down to the ground. Send your hips backwards, child's pose. Come forward into a cobra. Look upwards. Go ahead and tuck your toes, hips up high, downward dog. Pedal it on out really quickly, bend one knee at a time. Walk tippy toe to meet your hands at the front of your mat. Inhale, hands up overhead and drop them down to heart center. Alright, we're gonna hit a chair pose before we get up on out of here. So we have never done a chair pose on the morning mobility. So feet are gonna be together, squeeze in everything together. Gonna shift your hips back and then bend down at the knees. Hands up overhead. Actually, we'll do it this way. So hands up overhead, biceps at the ear. Sink down, really pushing your hips back. And if I had to keep your knees together right here, hold it. Really try to sink down. For me, it really has helped me with my ankle mobility. Breathe. Inhale, let's go ahead and stand up. Reset. We're gonna do it one more time. Hands up overhead. Feet together, sink your hips back, bend at the knees. And really try to fight to keep your thighs together right here. One of my least favorite yoga positions, but definitely a good one. Go ahead and come back up. Arms out to a T, soft bend in your knees. Booty back, forward fold. Then surrender. Plant both hands at the top of your mat. Walk come back to a plank position. We'll drop down to your knees. Shift your hips back to a child's pose. Hips come forward. Let's hit our cobra. That's better. Go ahead and shift your hips back up. We'll come to all fours. And then we'll come to a seated position. Alrighty guys, that's gonna be what we got for you for the morning mobility. This is a beautiful Wednesday. As always, namaste. So the divine in me honors and sees the divine in all of you. That's Pinto, the Pinto Cam. Thank you guys for coming and tuning in, per usual. Really do appreciate it. Tell your friends, all that kind of good stuff. Keeping it rolling. I'll see you guys up on Friday. Here's the quote for the day. Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. Emerson. Alrighty fam, I'll see you guys up on in here. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sunday, you know we got that morning. Sunday we got Sabbath Sunday. So we'll see you guys there. But I'll see you up on Friday. Thanks for coming, and have a good Wednesday.